All right, let's talk about the Strait of Hormuz. It is a real pressure cooker right now. You've got promises of safe passage for oil tankers on one side, and on the other, you've got threats of a real conflict. In this explainer, we're going to cut through all the noise to figure out what's really going on at the world's most critical oil choke point.
Okay, so first things first, to really get what's at stake here, you have to understand why this one little stretch of water is, well, such a massive deal for the entire world economy. So this is the Strait of Hormuz, and it's way more than just a line on a map. Think of it like a giant bottleneck. It's the only way for ships to get from the Persian Gulf out to the open ocean. And right now, it's ground zero for a pretty tense international standoff. So just how important are we talking? I want you to remember one simple fraction, 1/5.
That's right, 1/5 of all the world's oil and natural gas sails right through this tiny strait, every single day. So you can imagine, if anything disrupts that flow, it's not just a local problem. It sends immediate shockwaves through the entire world economy.
So keeping that vulnerability in mind, let's dive into the real head-scratcher here, the completely contradictory messages coming from the U.S. administration. On one hand, you have the U.S. president telling oil tankers, hey, keep on moving, business as usual, we promise your trip will be safe and sound. But then, and this is where it gets really confusing, the U.S. Navy is saying something totally different. They flat out said, nope, we are not providing military escorts. They've even turned down direct requests for them. It creates this massive disconnect between the promise of safety and the actual actions on the water. So just try to put yourself in the shoes of a shipping company. You're in an impossible spot. You're being told, go ahead, it's safe, but there's no backup. And good luck trying to get insurance for a multi-million-dollar vessel in a high-risk zone without protection. It's next to impossible. This whole situation, this disconnect, it leads everyone, from world leaders to tanker captains, to ask the exact same, very simple, but very crucial question.
What is the plan here? I mean, really, these mixed signals have got analysts and officials all over the world scrambling, and it's led to a few competing theories about what's actually going on.
Okay, so here's what people are thinking. Theory 1. Maybe there just isn't a strategy. It's just chaotic. Theory 2. This is all on purpose, a calculated move to keep Iran guessing and constantly off balance. And then there's Theory 3, that maybe some allies, like Israel, are quietly influencing the U.S. to keep this conflict simmering. The truth is, no one really knows for sure. Now, you might be thinking, this is all some big geopolitical chess match happening halfway around the world. But here's the thing. It's having a very real impact much closer to home, specifically in your wallet. All this uncertainty has sent crude oil prices absolutely soaring. I mean, for months, things were pretty stable, just cruising along in that $60 to $70 a barrel range. Now, bam, we're looking at prices hitting $100. And that price jump doesn't just stay with the oil traders. Oh no, it trickles right down to us. That crude oil, it gets turned into the gasoline for our cars and the fuel to heat our homes. So that means we're all paying more at the pump, we're paying more on our heating bills. And for a lot of working and middle-class families, that's starting to create some serious financial pressure.
And here's the kicker. The timing of this economic squeeze could not possibly be more sensitive. All of this is unfolding during a huge election year, which just adds a whole other layer of intense political pressure to the mix. You can bet that political advisors are starting to sweat. They know that if these high prices stick around, voters are going to get angry, and that anger could really hurt congressional Republicans come the November elections. So the pressure is on, big time, to find some kind of resolution that brings those costs down for everybody.
So this all leaves us with one big final question. With prices climbing and a major election right around the corner, will all this economic pain here at home finally force a clear, coherent strategy in the Strait of Hormuz? Or is this wave of uncertainty just going to keep rippling across the globe?